Okay guys, welcome back. So another one tonight. I'd like to show you a boat I've actually been on, which is this Peter Bildschneider, again not good with the Dutch, which is a converted fishing trawler with an interesting past. So let me just take you back to the main photo. Now it's been on the market a while. I think I first saw this maybe 2 years ago, and it's damn, it's moving around. It's an interesting choice for a number of reasons. So converted fishing trawler, and you can see that in the design of the boat. It's a very raised peak, and I'm not quite sure what they've done to, well actually I do know, I don't know what it looked like before about 1972, but this boat was actually cut off right at the waterline. I don't know why they did this, but they cut this boat, basically the top of the boat off at the waterline, and they built from the bottom up, which is bizarre in my sense. I'm not sure why you would do that, why you wouldn't build new or just convert what you had there, but anyhow they did that, and this is the result. So we got here is a pretty tough looking boat. It's not a glamorous boat, but if you really like that look, the advantage of this boat is you get a hell of a lot of space inside. It's very practical. I think it would be relatively low maintenance in the condition it's in, and I'll go into that. If we go from the outside first, so here you've got your pilot house here at the top. It's pretty small, just really room for a navigator and captain. You've got staircase down, and again this is just a single deck. Your saloon here, entrance onto your back deck. Here they've got their dinghy or your tender on board. Got another deck at the top. And then moving forward in here, you've got kitchens and bathrooms and storage, and there's really a hell of a lot of space. The foredeck is not really useful for anything. To get there, you've got to climb over it's not really a Portuguese bridge, but you've got to climb over the railing here onto it. So it's not really a usable space. As you can see, you've got quite a good view over the top of that. So, you know, potentially you could put another tender or jet skis or kayaks or things on top. And yeah, so your mast with communication domes, radar, etc. But a lot of space and very capable yacht. So this is the interior. Not really a great shot. It's a lot more spacious than what you see. So pretty classic styling, very simple. We've got the striped carpet, blue leather. The furniture, again, it's not sort of overly decorative, but it's simple, but I find it attractive, and they've done a really good job on the woodwork. You see it around the windows. Nice bar to hold on to in rough weather, so that's gives you a little bit of a hint on why the boat was designed. And I think I skipped one then. A view from another angle. So here we're looking towards aft, and here TV, wine. It's like where you keep your wine. You've got two single seats. I think, you know, if it was my boat, for example, I would, let me see, get the photo there first. Oh, they haven't showed it. Well, there's two single seats there. I would probably change that to a lounge if you could. The other attached is some nice brass, you know, the brass light. I'm not sure where they got this from. Maybe it looks like an old spotlight converted to a light. Brass railings and everything. So, you know, the brass and the wood, the natural tones. Simple striped carpet, which gives a bit of texture. I think they've done quite a good job. Kitchen, there's wood. You've got wood benches. You can see this is the curve of the hole above there. This brass handle here, that'll actually open some venting. So there's I'm not sure if you see it, there's a sort of a square box there which goes up, and that lets a bit of sun in, the sunlight, so you can open that, let some air in as well. Heating, Okay, the radiator is a bit old and brown from the 70s. It was probably fashionable there. But, you know, it's a pretty clean looking kitchen. It's really held the age very, very well. And this is looking out again aft. So you're looking into the saloon area. So you do actually have, you're not blocked off when you're in the kitchen. You can actually communicate with people in the saloon. Electric cooktop. So I don't think there's gas cooking on board, which is nice. And here, again, looking aft, this is your stairs up into the pilot house. So, you know, again, you are separate, which there's pros and cons of this. The pro is at nighttime, you're up there by yourself, you can shut this door, and there's no light reflected, so your night vision can be good. And then, you know, here, at least this one, you can call up, bring coffee up or down. It's not so bad. Obviously, the negative is, you know, you are, when you're steering up there, you are separated. If you've got crew, I mean, that's fine. And here, yeah, again, these are the doors. You've got a door here. This just runs to the gangway. There'll be your port side, and through the kitchen, you've got another one. And if we saw from the outside of the boat, which I'll go here, they're protected. So basically, those doors are behind this steel section here. So, you know, you should be able to get outside in rough weather, and no water getting inside. So that's a nice touch. And where were we? Right. So we go up to the house. Now, this is older, a lot of original. Well, it's a mix, right? So you've got screen here with your plotter. You've got a couple of screens, your sailor radio. This is a more digital. It's probably with your DCR on it. Your radar looks a bit older. This is your throttle, so just a single engine motor, no wing engines, probably space, and, you know, a bunch of, you know, mixed equipment. So I would say, for my taste, it's not the most modern or the nicest looking. It's a little bit industrial, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, fine, you get used to it after 5 minutes when you board it. And the important thing is that you know everything works, everything's accessible, and you got good control of your yacht. Yeah, engine controls. I guess it's a bow thruster. I think there's no stern thruster on this. 2 engines, so England, Netherlands, or you can just do GMT and local time. Yeah. And so there's the owner steering the yacht, and here you've got your navigation area behind. So, you know, if you're on the autopilot, you can just turn around and do some navigation here, or you can sit behind, and yeah, there you go, printer, computer, everything. So it's a very, very functional navigation area. Your electronics, I'm assuming these are a combination of your fuses and maybe some controls. And the other nice thing too, 240 volt. I think that's 240 volt power here. And then a little bit old industrial, but again, very functional. And here, this is actually coming down to the forward cabins. It's a bit steep, but I've walked those steps, not too bad. So this is okay, interesting. What are we doing here? So I'm not sure this is coming down forward or stern. So in the stern, you have the owner's cabin. So with a double bunk on the starboard side. That's your radiator, drawers under the bed, and in the right to the port side you have, good table. And I think if you go through these doors, that's where diving equipment, compressor and things are. And yeah, lots of storage, nooks and cranny, room for books. Can't remember if there was, this was much better picture. So the wood is in good condition, so maybe you want to change some of these fabrics. This looks original from the 70s, the green. This is one of the bathrooms. I'm pretty sure this is upstairs. Again, this the bath. It's this terrible green color. So if you wanted to make it look nice, you could change that. That'd be pretty inexpensive. Or, you know, my advice for any boat is, unless you know exactly what you want, use it for a year or two and then just upgrade over a winter or upgrade slowly. once you know what you want. But look, you know, these are big. This is bathroom is the size of a normal bathroom you'll get in an apartment, and plenty of space. So this is this is down forward, below decks forward, double bunk. This is quite small. There's not a lot of space here. It's really just for sleeping. There it is. So it's a bit tight. These are more guest bunks, but you've got like, I think forward you've got 2 of these cabins, port and starboard, with 2 bunks, so there's 4. And you got 2 cabins here with 2 single beds. So basically you got 8 forward and you got 2 back. So, you know, you sleep very comfortably 10 people, and that's, you know, more than enough space. And yeah, desk in there. So lots of drawers, lots of storage. So, you know, really, you know, this is the thing I like about this boat. It's a little bit, on the whole, is a bit older. I mean, you have to really like the look. I like the look. I think it looks a little bit sort of industrial, seaworthy, fishy, which is okay. I would live with that. Bit classic, so from the 60s. So, you know, it doesn't look modern, but it's got some nice lines and very, very functional. And when they did the interior, they did it to quite a good standard with nice woods. And I think for the time, the colours would have been great, the greens and the browns. Maybe it needs a little bit of updating on some of the touches there, but they're not like very expensive jobs. So this is where you go down. So you're facing forward here. You've got a shower, bathroom to the right. You actually got a shower to the left as well. And this is where you go down. You've got also watertight hatches here, so you can actually close that and really seal up the boat. And I think this is, not sure where we are now. This is all getting a bit confusing. So again, the upper deck, rear, plenty of space outside, storage boxes, and you've got more storage, you know, underneath the seat. Plenty of room for your fenders. And yeah, the decks are quite nice and good condition. I've walked on them. You got this boom here. I'm not sure if this can be used for actually loading, possibly, but what it can be used for, you can actually put a canvas cover over the outside back, so a bit of sun protection. And there, I think it was that TV, communication dome, you got your lights, your radars forward on the roof, but, you know, plenty of space if you wanted to add some things. I think you got your VHF, your Wi-Fi, weather station. Yes, your Wi-Fi antenna here. Got a bunch. I think they've got. We'll have to check it. I think they've got a VHF and what's it called? Is it a long range radio? I've never actually used one. So this is this is looking forward. There's a bit of splash protection there, and here you got lights. So this is just glass. Let's slide in below, which is a nice touch. Again, room for your fenders. So you got to climb over this. You can see the step. You climb over and go forward. So you can get there. If you're rough seas, don't want to fall over the edge. That wouldn't be so good. In terms of safety, that's another one to think about this boat. Your gunnels are very high. If you did go overside, how are you going to get back in, or how are you going to get back in assisted? Always a good thing. So this one would be a slightly difficult if you didn't plan ahead. Wood cap rails, just a little bit here, so not the maintenance there is not too bad, but it's a nice touch. And here we are, again on the upper deck, port side looking aft on the roof. I mean, the paint's in quite good condition. If you look at the hull, it's been painted a little bit patchy, but I mean, from a distance you don't really notice. It's quite good. And again, we're down. This looking forward, so this is heading into the saloon area there. So again, like, you know, all pretty heavy duty, built for the sea. There's nothing flimsy here at all. Ladder up your mast if you need to do that. Potentially use it as a crow's nest, I guess. I'm not sure if you can get forward of that mast. And okay, photo from up the mast looking back. So your back deck, you got a huge back deck. When I was there was no tender on it, and it was really large. And I'm sure we'll get photos of that in a second. Yeah, exhaust. You got exhaust this side. Don't know what that is. Maybe that's air intake. Yeah, more light here. So these are hatches with light coming through. I missed that one. And this is your rear. Okay, so this is your rear deck without the tender. They've taken it off. And it looks like, see, these are used to get your tender on and off, and your cables to lift, and just they pivot, and will rest on these supports. And you got a basically seating right at the back, and there's a table here, a hatch to get underneath. I think that goes to the engine room, and I'm pretty sure this is a towing cable. So again, not really necessary, but a nice touch. If you you know, boat this size, you could get a little yacht, find it in trouble, you could definitely tow it home. Okay, starboard side, this is how you get out. This is actually the marina where I saw the yacht. Pretty handy. Okay, so now we're going into the engine room, into the bowels of the yacht. And it's, like I said, it's pretty industrial. There's a grid. So this is your, I'm pretty sure this is your 240 volts. Workroom. Okay, there's your engine. Doesn't really do justice to the size. It's a pretty big engine, and we'll have a look at the details. I can't remember now. But it's accessible. So here, you know, you can't quite stand up, but that's got to be 4 foot high. All the tools you need to access and do anything on your engine. So this is the rear, this is your drive shaft heading to the propeller. And I'm pretty sure, okay, this looks like your boiler, and this actually has a high voltage energy system on board. So that's for your winches, anchor, maybe bow thruster, not sure. But there's a lot of equipment here. So, you know, if you were to own this boat and use it, you need to know something about mechanics, something about hydraulics, need to know how your electrical system works. Can be learnt. I think the owner was in the building trade, maybe had some prior knowledge, but apparently had to learn a few things. And they were sailing this boat, just husband and wife. So it can be, you know, managed by 2 people. So is this 15 kilovolts? Okay, we've seen these a bit out of order, and I'm not sure where we're going here. I think that's just storage. Yeah, okay, so you've got this other area here. So below the floor case, staircase, I think that's a hot water heater for your showers. But forward here you've got your ship safe. And Dwayne, which I think means sol or border, maybe. And yeah, some baskets for storage of different things, and this looks like a water filter for the kitchen, maybe. So here again, this is another little nook and cranny. When you go forward, past the bathrooms to the right, you've got a sink here and some more storage. And somewhere in here is a washer dryer. What's this? Looks like a pump of some sort. Don't know. Your anchor is your anchor winch. So you're right forward. And this, okay, they did close-ups, but this is a huge room. There's a bunch of storage in here. For all sorts of parts, spare parts, ropes, you name it. You got so much space there, and they just recently painted it in very good condition. So this is what looks like under the water, and you know, this is I like this whole shape a lot. Got the round hull. It's got a nice flow. Got some rigid stabilize there to help a little bit with the roll. But you do have a lot of boat in the water. So you've probably got about a third of the boat, compared to the height, about a third of the boat in the water, which is a nice ratio. Rear anchor there. Okay, you got your davits for your dinghy if you don't want it on deck. And yeah, no, really great. And again with these, I'm guessing these are welding ridges here. I'm not sure why. I mean, today you don't really see them. Not sure why they kept them in there. And yeah, so that's the boat. A bit of a tour. So sleeps 10, sleeps a lot of people. And we'll just have a look at some of the mechanics in a bit more detail. Let me just make this bigger. Right, so let me go in. So 24 meters. So she's a big boat, 364 PS Mitsubishi. PS is Hoferde Stromile, maybe. Horsepower. So built 1965, but that's when the hull was built, but it was did a big renovation, I think, in the 70s. And okay, it's in Deutsch. Let's translate to English. So it's originally a fisher ship from Van der Molen, so it's Dutch. So in years 77 to 80, the Fram was converted into an expedition ship with Peter Bildschneider, and he's a very famous yacht designer. So seaworthy, well maintained. The owner covered about 35,000 nautical miles from the Baltic Sea to Cyprus, around the Mediterranean, also visited 7 times Norway with the Fram, also as far as the Black Sea and through the Bosporus. So a lot of trips sort of around Europe, the Med, Northern Europe. Nice. They're fully insulated, which is nice. Plenty of closet room, which we saw, living room, separate cold room, built by a German submarine captain. Okay, that's interesting. In the 70s, so maybe he saw action in World War II, maybe not. Many waterproof hatches, bulkheads, special customs cabinets, air conditioning, diving equipment with a compressor, air horn, ventilation, engine room, nav table. Okay, sofa safe, barometer, slip protection, wheelhouse is accessible by waterproof door. Yeah, owner cabin and waterproof hatch deck. Laundry room, which we didn't actually see there. Computer for internet. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. Camera and engine room, which is nice. Yeah, 150 meter cable, I guess, for towing. Camera with screen for safety when mooring. There we go. So 8mm steel, painted 2015. So your paint's going to be in quite good condition. Form construction, so steel and aluminium. So steel hull, aluminium superstructure, who knows. Bars frames, 10 centimeter Veiligheidsglas, I guess that's security glass. Storm soldering in salon. So I think these are storm shields, not 100%. Don't quote me on that. So 3-meter draft, so she's a deep boat, 100 tons. So you're going to be able to survive a lot of rough weather, and that'd be pretty comfortable, I think. So water tank and material, 2 tanks, about 5,000 litres, a lot of water. Looks like there's no waste tank, but I'm sure you can find a spot. Boiler with 80 litres, which is not a lot for that many passengers and that size boat, but fine. So you've got shower and own cabin and 1 ligbad, so 1 normal bath you sit in its own cabin. So you've got 2 bathrooms, and interestingly enough, they're right next to each other. 2 toilets, again, 1 in the shower room, 1 in the bathroom, oven, etc. Kabola, warming 2006, air conditioning 2006. So just give me 1 second, literally 2 seconds. Something's beeping at me, and I'll be back. Okay, sorry about that. So the engine's 1965 Mitsubishi, 12,000 hours. So I don't know how it works on these size engines, but 10 to 15,000, you're looking at a rebuild. So there might be a rebuild in the future, and then an engine from 1965. Maybe at parts, maybe you don't. Something you'd want to find out. So that would be probably the big question. And then the other question would be, if you want to replace the engine, how big a job is that? Do they have to cut steel to get the old engine out? I don't know. You see ones where they do a remotor, what do you call it? And they actually have to cut out the side of the boat to get the engine in and out. So that could be the thing. That's all in the price. So fuel, 18,000 litres, two 7,500 and one 1,500, and two 750 day tanks. Hydraulic bow thruster, no stern thruster. Batteries. This is what I want to look at is 24 volt start, 24 volt, 24 volt. So battery charge, you 2 Victrons 50 amp and 3 Victrons 24 8 amps. Generator 15 kilo amps and Mitsubishi 16. Okay, inverter. So you got two generators on there. And like I said, I think the big one is to run your anchor winch. I think inverters, land current 220 and 380 volts. Okay, so your 380 volts could be for some of the heavier equipment on board. So you got 12, 24, 220 and 380 volt on board. So a lot to choose from. Autopilot, GPS, chart plotter, radar, Furuno. I don't know those models, 8050 and FR360, so 2 radars. Furuno handheld, Shipmate RS7000, Sailor compact, Sailor, so an AIS, important. Windlass, no bathing platform, davits. So that's the boat, and so I don't think we mentioned the price. So this is like $495,000. It's been on the market for quite a while. I think I might have looked at this 2 years ago, and it was, I think the price has come down. I can't remember what it was at, maybe 550, 600. As I understand, the owners have retired, moved to Spain, and looking to sell. So again, it's probably like a slightly difficult boat to sell, because given the size, it's not something you're just going to have on a weekend. Go cruising the rivers. You could, but I can't really see yourself. You're not going to be able to pull up in the middle of a little Dutch town in this boat with 3 meters depth. It's too high, it's too deep, it's too wide for a lot of the canals and bridges. So it really is an expedition yacht. You have to go on the long journeys, and when you tie up in a proper port. So it's a boat that you either got to live on and travel on, and be ready to go. So, and again, if you're looking at boats this size, it's $500,000. It's never $500,000. You need more money. So, for example, here the motor is probably okay, but depending on what trips you want to do, maybe you want to replace it. Don't know. So that all costs money. So if you're in that price range, you got a lot of options. Maybe up to $1 million. There might be other options. Gets to taste. Some of the old equipment people don't like, and the broker said it was a very sort of technical yacht. You kind of have to have some idea on how things work to be able to manage it. But if you like it, so for me, I very much like this boat. It's a proper seagoing ship. You'll be very safe. It's well thought out. Everything you need is on there. Why not? Don't have $500,000 in the bank at the moment, so and don't have the time at the moment. Maybe one day, we'll see. So the second one tonight I wanted to have a look at was this one. So a couple of nights ago we looked at Altina trawler, and I managed to find another one, and so this one I think and it's annoying, these pictures. Anything I can do about that? This one's not the best website. There's a few basic things which would be good for them to do, like a pause button. So the other one we looked at, so this is a Dremelin yacht broker. This could be Dremelin, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't recognize this stuff. We can have a look, but this looks in like a lot better condition. And I might just quickly look up the other one and just check the difference, because we watch Sturkenberg. Make sure we're dealing with like for like. So the other one could have been, okay, Facebook, where's your website, buddy? Okay, that's not going to do it. Sturkenberg Dremelin yacht Machla. I think that's how you spell it. Oh, interesting. I wonder if they've been sold, because the gentleman who owned Sturkenberg yachts was retiring, but okay. This is not their website, but it'll do for now. So here we go. The other one was that was a 58, 17.42 meters, and this is a 50. So this is a slightly smaller one, and they wanted $595 for that, and it's 2008, and I saw it had a bit of paint damage and needed a little bit of work. This one's here is 1998. So what did I say the other one was? It was 2000. So the other one was newer. And what do they want for this one? They want, where's the price? Op aanvraag. Okay, you got to ask for the price. So this is 2000, commissioned in 2004. So why did I get Balya 1998? Okay, so it was probably started building 98, finished in 2004. C class A, so it's ocean going. Bureau Veritas below the waterline. Hull closely framed, which means your stringers close together. 6mm steel below the waterline, 5mm above, and a 15mm plate running the full length of a keel. So she's designed to have, you know, a bit of strength. Designed to take green water on the deck and knock downs with a vanishing angle of stability of 120 degrees. So theoretically, if I understand this correct, 90 degrees is she's basically fully on the left hand side, and you go another 30 degrees and she should go upright. So it's not designed, if you roll her, she'll just turn turtle and she'll stay there. But if you do get hit, you can go almost over and you should come back, which is nice to have. Ideally, you know, it's always good to have boats which will self-right. Unfortunately, there's some boats out there, but they're very generally special boats. Stabilized, so you can see the active stabilizers there. Yeah, launched in 98, finished 2004, and meticulously maintained under the continuous supervision of a surveyor. Of the sale, including new paint to ensure she's in tip-top condition. So the paint job obviously looks good. It's got a wing engine, which is nice. Stabilizers. So look at the price of the other one. This is probably like a $500,000 boat, two plus or minus, probably plus. If you compare it to the last one we saw, you know, again, this is why the other one is probably a hard sell. This is probably an easier, nicer boat to have for a lot of reasons. Now, there's pros and cons of both, but especially given the age, this is, you know, it's going to be a great boat. The difference could be, so here you got the diesel, 6,000 litres and 2,000 litres of water. I can't remember what the numbers were on the other one for the So you got 5,000 litres of water, and then 18,000 litres of fuel. So massive difference in how long you can stay at sea. So this probably not going to have cross ocean capabilities. 6,000 litres fuel. I know we do 3, 4, getting close. We stop at the Azores, refuel probably. It was very rough weather. I think I'd be more comfortable in the other ship at 100 tons than this one. But again, it depends, how you're going to use it. This one, less deep. It looks like your mast folds. You can probably use it in the big rivers, some canals. So it's really a choice. So let's take a look. So there she is. So you got So this is nice because you can see you don't really have any portholes in the main hull. It looks like you got one here. I think that's one. It could be a reflection, but otherwise nothing. So that's a nice touch. And you see all the portholes are within the superstructure. So you've got your deck. You've got quite high railings. They look about, I'm guessing, 3 feet. Steer from the roof or down below. Inside, and the boat looks like it's probably on 1, 2, maybe 3. You probably got back, go down, center, then forward. So active stabilization. Let's get moving. Wing engine with folding propeller. And it's interesting, I haven't thought of this before. This looks like a little rudder, and I guess that gets you steering and proportional to the size of the prop, maybe. But unless the rudder has water flowing over it, you're not going to get any steerage. So I guess this just all becomes drag at that point, and you're ready. I might look into that, don't know. Okay, stabilizers. Look from the outside. Okay, so you got 2 little portals forward. Your gate, I mean, these are as big, what do you call it? I want to call them gantries. I need to look that up. So basically it allows the water to run off your deck, which is good. So if you do get green water over the front, you don't want it stuck on your decks, you want it to run off. Cabin, I mean, the photos are a little bit tight. I mean, it's okay, it's not the most fancy woodwork you've seen, and look, the photographer has really gone in close. It doesn't give you a good perspective, so I guess it's maybe your plotter. 2 throttles, I guess your main and your wing. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's not the fanciest helm you're ever going to see, but it's okay. Fuses and switches, it looks like. Navigation, and this is interesting. It doesn't look like it's in the wheelhouse. It looks like it's down below, but organized. I guess it's a printer. Everything's strapped down, so it's not going to move around. You got your radio. So that's actually a nice little navigation table, pinboard. Bunks. Nobody made the bed this morning. Okay, plenty of storage space below. Look like little cupboards. Another bunk. Photos aren't great here. Plenty of space to tie up your fenders, which is nice. Your boom to get things on and off the boat. Rescue beacon. Yeah, these photos are terrible. Engine room, a little bit low, but it looks like you got carpet there for when you crawl on your knees. Generator, maybe. Engine. This is really annoying, this website. A little bit tight, but you get in there. The seat, so it's built in. It's okay. Okay, you've got navigation table here, which is nice. You've got 2 stations, so you do a bit of chart work here while you're on autopilot. We're back in the engine room. That looks like your boiler, master vault, generator, maybe. Your living area, it's nice. It's not the most impressive, but it's not ugly. It's very respectable. With your kitchen, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. You got a small fridge. So this is built to do longer journeys. I wonder if you've got a second fridge on board. So again, the other one, different boat, I know. They had two full-length fridges and they had a freezer which you access from the top. We've seen this. So yeah, I don't know, they've done a great presentation. No, we're not finished yet. Okay. This is the master cabin. This looks like it's in the back. Downstairs. Okay, kitchen again. Master cabin again. So we're jumping all over the place. That looks like a door. Maybe. But I always look for hanging space. You need, okay, you got your hanging space there. Engine, okay, you've got a little workbench and photos going back. And again, there's really no logic to how these photos have been put together. I like it when the brokers give you a bit of a walkthrough, so it's logic where you're moving through the boat. And this one, not so much, but fine. Yeah, so I think I know what I don't like about this. So really your lounging area is where your kitchen is. You have to think how you do another way, but fine. Foredeck. Okay, we got the bathrooms. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. So these fold up and fold down when they're not in use, keep them protected. Okay, fine. So, okay, chair looks like the back. You can go forward or back depending on which way you want to sit. Again, they're not the most luxurious, or it doesn't look the most comfortable place to be with those chairs. You got your life raft out there, and we're back. So I thought I'd just give an option of the two of, you know, for that budget around the €500,000 price tag, you know, two quite different but interesting choices. Both, you know, sort of capable of doing, you know, some form of ocean travel, and it's really up to the owner on what they want to do. So this one I think would be nicer for, you know, cross channel trips. It's was 16 meters, so it's not too big. You get that, you know, you get that in most marinas. Not too deep, so 2.1 meters deep. So you get it again in most marinas. Not sure you can dry out on this. I'm not sure you can. I just don't know if it's possible to rest weight on your stabilizers. Then I guess you could dry out. If you can't, then you can't dry out, which could be, well, may or may not be a problem. Yeah, so that's it really. Might just have a look. Go back to here to this one, and I want to see Elberg Yachting. So how long have we been going for now? We'll go just have a look more. So this is the 20 to 25 meters. We'll just do all prices. And these are motorboats. So we'll see if there's anything interesting here to take a look at. Ooh, the Sturia maybe. This is interesting. 22 meter, 520,000 from 93 with 210. So what's that about? That's sounding cheap. But nothing is cheap in the boating world. So, okay design, looks functional, not beautiful. It's a funny shaped bow. So your steering looks like a couple of steps down into your saloon. So pilot saloon, steering from the top, large foredeck. We'll see what's on there. Interior, not bad. Is that black or dark brown leather? But I it's quite like the helm. Nice chairs, Your pilot seat there, nice table. So brass handrails. Okay, table. It's navigation with your laptop. For me, I have navigation software running on my tablet, which is pretty handy, often more useful than even the modern Raymarine I had. I preferred using that than the Raymarine plotter. And surprisingly accurate, actually. So twin controls. I guess that's your electronic compass. Camera to the engine room. That's nice. Radar. Nice setup. Quite like it. And again, it's being nicely crafted to somebody's thought about that and put in a bit of work. This green, we'll have to check the age again. I thought this looks like 70s green. It's probably like super comfortable, just looks horrible. But apart from the upholstery, the wood's nice, the roof's nice. Don't even mind the light, a little bit fancy. Flat screen TV, pretty spacious. So compared to the Altana Cruiser we saw, this one is actually really spacious. Kitchen. Not sure you can interact with your guests. Gas stove, so that's all looking a little bit dated, that equipment, a little bit, but it's probably works fine. Bedroom, and this must go across the width of the yacht. Like there's a lot of space there. You're not feeling like you're squeezing in between furniture and the side of the hole. Yeah, bench. I'm actually reasonably impressed by the design of this yacht. In its day, designed to be a little bit luxurious. You've got a bidet and a toilet, shower. Again, some of this laminate is a little bit dated. Guess maybe a crew cabin, 3 bunks, double bunks. So assuming we're not copying the same bunks, which we could be, we've got at least 5, maybe 7. Rear deck. So this table does not look like a nautical table. It looks like something out of a furniture shop. But fine. Yes, reasonable size back deck. And steering from the top. Again, that looks pretty nice. You've got some nice equipment there. You can steer from the starboard side. I'm not sure, maybe the left, the port side. We'll see. So that's nicer when you're docking. Got a bit of control. Comfortable chairs. I'm guessing this is just vinyl. And a table with a folding leaf on it. And this is your hydraulic crane to get boats on. And you got a great. Look, this is nice. Hatch there to climb on and off. Yeah, one dinghy this side. Looks like you could get something on the other side too if you wanted to. Assuming that's not a walkway. And so they're not davits. That looks like a raised platform on the back. Portuguese bridge. Nice. So you've got radar, spotlight, some weather stuff up there, some aerials, no communication domes. So I think we're looking forward from the flybridge. This looks hydraulic. Hydraulics, you got a hydraulic winch there. A couple of hatches. I wonder what's forward. Looks like rubber non-slip on the forward deck. Yeah, not the widest for the size of the yacht, not the widest gangways, but not bad, and you're well protected behind the Portuguese bridge. Okay, engine. Don't know if it's dirty or tired. The hoses, from what you can tell on this photo, don't look too bad. It's Caterpillar. Again, it's hard to tell. It's all a bit dirty. So it could mean it's not well maintained, or it just could mean that it's dirty. They've never cleaned it. And this is it. So yeah, a little bit more. So Pilot House Cruiser. Looks like we could be on the Med here somewhere. Reasonable size. Again, we don't know the age of the photos. We have the holiday photos. happening here, but well laid out, spacious. Okay, there's your rear deck. Okay, the boat was sitting on top of those. I don't know how they got it there. Oh, maybe they used a crane above. That could be it. Swing the crane over the top, lift it up and put it down. Forward, what else can we see? Nice. Some nice holidays, and I think we've seen all these before. So let's take a look at some of the equipment on this one. I'll just zoom in and see what we can see. So asking 520,000 from 1993. So it's a 27-year-old yacht, which is not so bad necessarily. Again, it is the engine I think we're looking at here. So you got 4 Hutten, which is cabins. So you got 1 crew cabin and 3 guest cabins. So it's steel. So you got round hull with stabilizers. 64 tons, so it's a pretty decent sized boat. 2 steering locations. Okay, you got 2 davits, hydraulic anchor, water tank. So 1,700 liters of water. For that size yacht, that many guests. You got grey and water tanks, boiler, Webusto and air conditioning. So you got heating and cooling. Okay, so they reckon it's got 2,200 hours on the engines, and you've got 3,000 liters of fuel. So this looks, in terms of water and fuel, seems completely not enough. So 210 horsepowers. So I had let's convert 80 kilowatts to PS. Let's see what that is. So I had 200 PS engines, and they would go through a litre per nautical mile each. And he got 200, so I don't know how efficient they are. Let's say 4 litres an hour. So your 1,700 litres is, your fuel, your 3,000 litres, is going to get you 750 nautical miles. Maybe more, but let's say 1,000 nautical miles plus or minus. That's not a big range. This is really to do short trips, from what I can tell. And maybe that explains the price, because 22 meters is a decent sized yacht. And yeah, coming back, got a lot of space. It looks like it should be able to go further, but well, I'm not sure if that's why the price is how it is, but it could explain it. Let's see what else we've got here. That's where we were. Okay, this is an interesting one. 24 meters. So it looks like the hull was built from 1944, but it was renovated in 1981. So let's see if we can work out what's going on here. Again, it doesn't really look like a ocean-going boat necessarily. They're quite low. God, I keep forgetting my terms. From the waterline to the railing, it's relatively low. So it's a saloon, pilot house saloon. Steering on top, very large back deck, very forward deck, everything sort of in the middle. Yeah, all looks original. Carpets, curtains. Again, the wood's okay. Brass fittings, a little bit of a touch up. You make it look fine. It doesn't look the beamiest yacht. Kitchen's nice. I quite like the floors. Looks like may have had a bit of an upgrade. if you like the darker wood, you can be quite happy. Okay, and behind the kitchen you've got the steering. I don't really like these wooden wheels just by the look. I'm sure they're fine. So some circular windows. You've got lots of map storage here, which is a good sign. So it's designed to go places. Engine panels. You can't really see what these are. Plotters and different things, different instruments. You got a lot of, it's pretty big space. Not sure if these chairs are stuck to the floor. They look like they could just be balanced on their 5-star bases. Going backwards. Okay, going down forward, and your flags. It looks like you might have a pilot seat there somewhere. Yeah, you look at the age of some of these phones. Now that's interesting. You got a throttle on your right hand side and a throttle on your left hand side. So if you try to maneuver using the engines, what have you got to do? You got to stretch your arms out wide to do that. Maybe that's bizarre. I haven't seen that before. So maybe I shouldn't laugh too much because it could be good reason. Okay, pretty simple, not bad, not the nicest. Some old phone systems. Okay, double sink bathrooms. Toilet hallway. Don't know which part of the boat we're in. Okay, there's your engine room. On the darker wood. I don't dislike the darker wood. I prefer something a bit lighter, but fine. So you've got a hatch above here with some light, and you've got 1, 2, 3 seeping places. We get through the engine room. Your two engines. Are these generators? What are they doing? Yeah, decent sized engines. Spare propeller, nice. Pop up TV. You're in close on the woodwork. I'm not sure why here. These are pretty terrible cuts. They don't fit at all. Okay, so we've got some close-ups of the instrument panel. So rudder position, revs. I guess you got temperature, oil pressure, maybe engine hours, other things. That's nice. They're doing close-ups, but none of this stuff is. Oh, look at this! You got gold tinged taps. So in the day, this was possibly a fancy boat. I actually don't mind these close-up photos. It really gives you a good opportunity. Yeah, and you see, like, this is not the best woodwork in the world. I don't think it ever was. But it's passable. Big back deck. A bit of white smoke coming out of the engine. Could be combustion. Yeah, and these photos, look, these are not new digital photos. These are quite old, so I'd be a bit suspicious if you went and saw it. You may find it's in a lot worse condition than what it is. It says XMTB. Okay, so that's probably could be the Dutch Waterways Authority. 50 tons. What can you see? Water tanks. 2,100 waters. 2 grey tanks. You got heating and cooling. Now this is interesting. So the engine's got 120 hours after it says revision. So I don't know if that's rebuild or service. So that could be misleading. You'd want to find out that number. And interesting, we didn't see a photo of the engine hours. You got 5,500 litres of fuel with a including a day tank, 5,500 litres. Running on what was a 525 PK, so they're going to be thirsty engines. So yeah, I'm not sure what range you're going to get on this. Because the problem with the conversion, I mean, it depends when the engines are from. Some of these boats, like you get the tugboats, they've got a lot of torque, a lot of pulling power, but they drink a lot, and it could be a reason why they're cheap. So, not overly impressed with that one. So fine, we'll leave it there for tonight. So thanks very much for watching.